Marriage is sacred. Marriage is between two people. Where should one go when faced with a challenge? Should they depend on social media, traditional counselors, or the pastors? Welcome to Culture Values. Great show we're going to have tonight as we look at the do's and don'ts in a marriage. My name is Brenda Kamundo and welcome to the Lusaka Museum. But right about now, let's just get to the streets of Lusaka and hear it from our viewers.
Ngamwalwa noni kwati mafumisha pansi manepo bonse baishi bati muna munganda na balwa mwambo kulonga mwanto kwa fyashi bambye bafyashi bashakwata barapokelera bambye bakwata barandoko bati bwekera mucho walefu wa chupo so pampanga ndanshire kufwaya foto wasika fwa bafyashi
Are some pastors really doing their job when it comes to marriages? Are they doing the right thing or they're doing it for the monies? What does our tradition say? Let's just hear it from this drama.
No, so how is the family?
Family is okay.
Oh,
family
nice.
is very much okay. So otherwise, takula ndirani.
Nice. No, as I told you
ndirani,
the other time that no, I'll come now. Naliko my delivery things now kunchite. So I said no, let me just visit him before I.
That's why it's nonike pa Sunday church, aye.
You want it to God. You know, Papa, God is doing it for us.
Hey, glory be to God. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Papa. You've seen me kubwera kuno. Sina plotini bwere tipange program tini bwere direct confess ya kuchechi.
I see.
Mwanga mwaona ala dona ili hapa hii.
No, I know. But how are the preparations going?
No, the
this Saturday. Yes. Glory be to God. Glory be to God.
All is well, but there's somewhere munga petina shitako ka mistake chabe. It was just a slight mistake. That's why mwaona tana bwera kola papa because munga titandizile being you and overseer.
Something that is going to bring in maisha ma postponement or plans.
Not necessarily my postponement, but nina tinala kwa abantu inapezeka kuti anavumo. We did what the Bible forbids, but we are human, Papa. Hey, so tingaone kapera ngatitani zile branch njira hiyo.
Okay.
But all is ready. We prepare. Hi, sweetheart.
Oh yes.
Everything we've done, my arrangements, the weddings,
Okay. Glory be to God. Glory be to God. You see, that's a challenge with the young couples of nowadays. It's a very huge problem. Just remaining with 1 week, you should have just hold on and just like that. But whatever the case, glory be to God. What we'll do is, I think we'll see how best we can. How many months is the pregnancy?
The pregnancy is actually 3 months.
3 months. Oh,
yes.
Glory be to God. Okay. What we can do is, we'll see how best we can silence the matter. Please. See how best we can silence the matter, because I'm the one actually who's going to bless your marriage.
Yes, because the thing is that I don't want you take me through that process. You stop coming to church for good 6 months or so, plus it would be an embarrassment, But the good things that I'm marrying her.
No, that the process of punishing and all that, it's an example to everyone. But we'll see how best. I'll see how best we can hide the story.
Please.
Glory be to God.
I really love the woman. Please.
Tizaijagirira nkani, and then from there manje takuwa tirisani pa Saturday.
Nice.
Takuwa tirisani pa Saturday, and then amsadandaule.
Tarnishing my reputation is what
Glory
I
be
don't
to
want
God.
to hear.
Glory be to God. Don't worry.
This is not a good news.
Don't worry.
Don't
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Sure thing.
Otherwise, I'll make sure that that issue is buried.
Okay.
Tizaijagirira hapo sadandaula.
No problem.
Welcome back. So we have social media, we have the church, as well as tradition. What are the do's and the don'ts in a marriage?
Marriage is two people coming together, a man and a woman, and then at a certain stage, they all agree to get married, and it becomes a marriage, not so. And then there's a process. There are parents to be involved at a certain stage, and they are just members of the family or maybe even the community to be involved in that, because marriage initially is between two people. It's not just something which you just wake up in the morning and say, today I'm marrying, and then you just point at anybody that I'm marrying that woman. One, you don't know each other. Two, you are not even ready, you are not even mature enough to take up the marriage. So what I can say, when you say do's and don'ts, well, one thing in a marriage, we always talk about maturity, because you don't get married just for the sake of you want people to see you that you are getting married, you are wearing a wedding dress and a suit, there's a lineup and everything for those who can manage to have weddings. Because marriages, there are some marriages whereby you just get married quietly, you are in a marriage, and then you can do the right thing as a couple, and then you start growing up together. You need to know each other very well for you to think of, because a marriage is something which it has to be until death do us part. But before you even reach to that death do us part, you make sure that you know each other in weaknesses, or you know each other's weaknesses, you know each other in good times and in bad times, a lot of things. So marriage, it's a very, very important thing in every human being's life, because God, in the first place, in the Bible, even when you go back to the Bible, God saw it very well to bring Eve. First, there was Adam. Adam was alone in the garden. And then God brought Eve, who happens to be a woman. Initially, it was not, he never announced like these people, I've married them. But he brought them together. And then these people, they started even producing children. Long time ago, when these marriages were being done, which even used to stay for a long time, all we used to believe in is when someone is getting married, one, the person should be a virgin. Those two people should have never met at any time. But when we differentiate the way things are happening today, you find that people have already started meeting. They know each other inside and out. And then eventually you even find that these couples, that even in church, people have already got a child, or maybe someone is already pregnant, and then they even put on the white wedding dress, which is not supposed to be the case. But initially, because we are just human beings, I know as parents, those are the things we don't want to happen. We would want to go back to our tradition. It's not, in fact, it's not a tradition. It's something which is already even in the Bible. When you put on a white wedding dress, it had a meaning those days. Only someone who is a virgin can put on a white wedding dress. But nowadays, you find that even someone who's got children, even a divorcee, 4, 5 children, just because they're getting married, they don't even know the reason why they're putting on that white. That white meant someone who is a virgin, who has never met with a man or anything. Well, now things have been simplified. Not even simplified. We have just destroyed the culture of why someone should be a married woman in a wedding dress as a bride. It meant a lot. But nowadays, even in churches, even the churches now have been compromised where marriages are concerned. You find that in a church, a pastor or a reverend has been told about that couple which is coming to marry. From the word go, they start lying. No, these ones, they don't know each other. And even the pastors, the reverend, they don't take it serious. Even the way they know each other, they don't take it serious. To them, they just, and then there is a tendency, which I'm sorry to say so, I've got my reverends out there, I'm a Christian, and I've got some pastors even in these other churches. But truly speaking, I think the way we've been doing things, it hasn't been well. It's very unfortunate, because this time around, even these churches, they've been compromised, because they look at people who've got money, people who they don't follow the rules and regulations of a church, what is supposed to be done to a couple to get married. And that's the reason why those do's and don'ts, they are not followed well, because you find that someone, they just meet from nowhere, they've known each other because this man has got money, then, oh no, we'll marry them, they'll sponsor their wedding, they've got the money. It's not about money. It's about how these people are going to stay in that marriage and for how long. Because when you marry off a couple, make sure that couple will go a long way till death do them, because it's only death which we can't control in life. So the do's in a marriage is to be loyal to your husband, to be faithful, and to make sure that the love is inside you, that whoever comes in between you, you are one body.
Hello? Yes, babe. What? No, I'm not online. How many legs? No, you can't. Let me check. Let me log in. Let me check. Oh my gosh.
Babe, how are you?
I'm okay. I'm now.
Good. Nice. This thing is still here. Eh? Sweetheart. So it's been 6 hours. I left you and you're still on your phone.
Babe, I'm tired.
No, you can't say you're tired.
That's
Come
when
on.
I'm reaching.
No. What have you been doing? Eh? Look at the house. It's all scattered. Come on. What if I come with people from work and they come and find this? Eh? And I've got a wife for that fact. Eh? No, we need to change. Come on, we need to change.
There's nothing to change.
I'm talking. Stop pressing your phone. Eh? And that reminds me. John just called me that whatever discussion we have here, even that incident we have with the pastor, you always go on Facebook, you post it. You
And
post
so
all the
what?
items.
And so what?
Oh, so you're answering back now, huh? Do you realize that I'm your husband? Eh? Yeah, tipasane kole. Why have you changed? Eh? Every time it's Facebook, it's what? Come on, find something better to do. Eh? It's come up each and every time. Eh? I don't want to be a dictator in this house, I'm telling you. I don't want. Better change.
There's nothing to change.
Just change. You're answering back.
Please don't touch me.
What?
Some issues are not even supposed to be on social media, but you find that these young women and men, when they are getting married, before they are even taught what they are supposed to do in their marriage, you find that they even open a WhatsApp group whereby these young couples, or not even young, before they are even married, the brides to be, they start telling them. So they start lying to each other. Me, my husband, because he's a financial controller, he's a whatever, they start just boasting. They don't come out truthfully. The social media, all in all, to me, it's abuse. It has been abused, and it's not even in order. There are some things which happens in the marriage which someone should not even go out there to tell everyone to know that this is what is happening. For example, you quarrel in your home as a new couple. Why should you take it on social media? Or maybe, for example, I'm sorry to say so, you are in a marriage, and then you find that your husband is not powerful enough. When I say powerful enough, in bedroom issues, instead of the two of you sitting together discussing, my husband, but why you are not satisfying me? The two of you to talk. Someone goes on social media to say, me, my husband, he doesn't do that. It's totally confusion altogether. Now, what is the work of us like myself, Ena Chimbusa? What am I going to tell this woman or this man when everything has already gone on social media? Now it becomes like an open program, an open issue whereby everyone can put in whatever they want. Ala, ili ashiria pansaka li musenda chipuba. That's what I say. When we say ili ashiria pansaka li musenda chipuba, when we are a lot of us, even women who are old enough, there are some women who have failed their marriages for the sake of, because they don't have secrecy in their marriage. They can't keep a secret. There are a lot of things which happens in a marriage which maybe you never saw it when you were from a distance. And now that you are nearer, you are together for some time, that's when you see those mistakes. You don't need to talk about them, but control them in a way like you just make sure that you know that, oh, this is what happens to my husband, or this is what happens to my wife, quietly and secretly. That marriage will stay. But when you start taking things outside, like in public, everyone comes and this one will oppose, the other one will be for it because they know that's what they have passed through. And nowadays, there are a few people who can like other people's children to have a happy marriage. they'll make sure the devil will be there again to penetrate and to start destroying that marriage. And it's because there's no secrets. When someone comes into your home, he wants to attack your husband, or maybe wants to, like, for example, I give like maids. There are some maids who come with different agendas. You say she's a maid. When she's in your home, she just looks at you and thinks, this one, I think this man is supposed to be my man. And then something happens. This man, maybe this maid, starts sleeping with the maid. All those are mistakes which happens in marriages. So it's the way we come out, the way these young girls come out. Instead of going to tell your people, your nachibusa, or the person who married you, or who was teaching you how to keep your marriage, you go there in confidence. This hasn't happened. Now look at what is happening now. Then she will tell you also in confidence. But you find that they just need those vanachimbusa at the time they are getting married. When they are already in that marriage, it's a journey. Marriage it's a journey. But you will start finding things which you are supposed to ask. To say, what I've seen today, I don't think this is what you taught me. And then she'll tell you, no, it's not everything that I taught you that you are going to see. Some of the things you see them, some of the things they won't be happening in your home. So you need to understand. So social media has really destroyed a lot of marriages, and it's a pity that young couples, they stay maybe as far as maybe 2 years, it's even far. The marriages are broken because too many cooks destroy the soup. Because if me as a nachimbusa, I speak to you, Brenda Mwanawandi, ukule ya kuchupo, ati uingira mumushitu, tomfwanswaswa. I teach you as a mother with that motherly heart. I know that I'm teaching a daughter whom I want to go and stay in her marriage for life. A marriage is not a contract. And when I say it's not a contract, you are going to have children. You make sure, maybe with or without, it's not that every time when you are married, you are going to have to, it's up to God again with children. Even without children, you can have a happy marriage. But now, because when I teach you, you go there, you start seeing things which I haven't taught you. Then you start telling everyone. You go to social media, you start thinking everyone is wise who can teach you. There are some people who are even old enough, but who can even destroy your marriage because they've got their own agendas. They've got their children who have even been married, and they will be jealous to say, no, why should my friend's daughter have a happy marriage when me, my children are not married? You see, that's the thing. So the do's and don'ts, we are the owners, the young couples, you are the people who are destroying your lives. And that's the reason why nowadays too many divorces, every time you find they're in court, they're in what? Long time ago, these things never used to happen. When a woman gets married to a man, she would be very, very submissive even to the husband in whatever he does, and she would just hear it from him. Whether a man is seeing another woman, you are not supposed to go and insult your husband's girlfriend in public. Hey, wait, what? No. Take your time. You are in the home. Why can't you wait for him to come back? You sit him down, my husband. What am I not doing in here which you have found in that other woman? Tell me. You talk about it. He will tell you the weaknesses. Maybe you just say, no, it was just a mistake. Not that I meant it. These are the things. And even you, when you see your husband is misbehaving somewhere, instead of you waiting for him, you go to your friends. Hey, my husband, he's got a girlfriend. Those your friends will even force you. Some of your friends, maybe they even know what is happening, but because they don't want you to lead a better life. In short, all I can say is the devil is at work at the moment. So any marriage, even in these churches have been compromised. This I'm telling you. These reverends, these pastors, they are not helping the young couples who are getting married because they've been compromised. They take things so lightly. If the church could be very strong, I think there were not going to be a lot of marriages which could pass through the church. We have the civic centers, we have these marriages not only in church, but you find that even when they know that this is what is supposed to be done, the rules have to be followed accordingly. But a lot of rules are not followed because people, they've only got a small interest. Now, when we go to our pastors or our reverends, they are not helping us because all they look at, to them, it's not their business to know if that marriage will stay or not, or to find out deep down their hearts to see that these new couples, for how long have you known each other? They need to cancel that couple because there's no way a couple has known each other for 6 months and you think in 6 months you can know each other. How are you going to know that this person is mature? How are you going to know that this person is going to look after my family? It's not just about the family, but because in these churches nowadays, even the parents, we are the ones to blame. because all we think about is I can call a reverend or a pastor at any time because he knows that I've got money. This is charity band. I've got a lot of money. I can do anything to the reverend. But reverend, I've got a 10,000 kwacha. Come and pick. I want you to marry off my daughter. Honestly speaking, this God we pray one day will take us to task because we are not helping the young couples. We are doing a wrong thing altogether. In churches, it's like now, even in churches now, it's a money-making venture whereby these pastors, they just have to say, no, we can't do that. Let's follow the right procedure.
Auntie, ile vitu vyenu na naleta mkazi kwa nyumba expect utazama ni pasa ule is nothing ni kuzana mkazi kwa huko kuseni akauka ni pakoni uchoka kunchito mtu mpeza lipa Facebook kali konso mwangu mwambara ko chape pangono chape pa Facebook pa ma Facebook pawa pa ma Twitter ni kuposit
but mkala nyumba imozi
nikuza
kwa chacha na
now people they are commenting
Is there anything wrong going for Facebook?
not is there anything chani we don't even answer, just keep quiet
manje cha mama ndera pa Facebook ngomamba na bamuna banmicha sumuza tumuba sebanye
as that is not more time ina tayambare analucha communicate just going outside ndiche china ni wa maningi kupeza wadingana na mamuna wina
Which boyfriend?
not at which boyfriend, you know what I'm talking about.
He was my friend. Boyfriend uti.
Oh.
Ama ni mzanga chapi uti.
mama muna mzana wakwatiriwa nangaye mwapeza na mkazi aenda munga mvere bwanji mu mtima wangu mwana wanga unga mvere bwanji
Dini mkwai.
Papa.
Glory be to God. Okay. Sasa kunyumba na swali walipani wanti wao paje na tuwaone. Our favorite couple tunamwamene bachitira. Shiva. Glory be to God. Ali bwanji mai.
bwino matoma bwanji
Muli bwanji. Bwino.
bendani bali mukadira
Glory be to God.
It's good that you are here. Every time I go for work, I leave this woman 7:30. She's always on her phone. In fact, I can say it has just become her office. She doesn't sweep, she doesn't cook. All she does is being on Facebook the whole day. Away from that, we have any slight argument, difficulties. The next thing I'll just see is my friend telling me, no, look at what your wife has posted on Facebook. Look at what your wife...
Facebook.
tekanya first mani funa ni fonseku kwa wakwatirisa wani mna wakwatirisa nishu anyamiga kudari
No.
nifunika kufunza
Glory be to God. No, that one is actually not in the topic because the woman was not pregnant at that time.
na mimba huyu neza na mimba wayi mkwatisa maona manje ma problems yambako chitika manje manyumba mwawo nichongo every day mani shibazankala bwanji
Amai, I don't know. Wanakuzani mawa yoko siazona yaye.
but mwanzozi batana mimba
Glory be to God.
If I don't come back to grow to be God, go in a cynic ni yankenye according avaye na kufunza question so mfunika muni yanke tabu kuno cause abani every day kumenyana mfunika muni yanke tabu straight ni wa papa kama tu papa tanda kuli papa maishi ni wa papa babwanje niza kuikani kati niza kuikana ndi mo babozi ni babozi osankalipire wabwera kuno nayo bichoma babwera ni baboza aba
No.
ndia aba papa bafuna chape ku pasta chape ndram batira pa mutu pa
No, Papa is not what
phone call yali pangona chapinesa ni phone mai.
Thanks sirize problem ameli na bana musatabe musarangana na pa phone kani mutumba
No, my senior is calling at church, so I have to attend the meeting.
so lero mubakana just because imani muna bakwatirisa ino nikufunsani nishini mu pastor bapoza so mungatabe ngapapesika problem Muna bachosa kuti Jeff nazivana nawo kuti bapapa.
He's our main pastor.
Manje why vakangi kusolve problem yani?
No, sikuta tunakangi wa yai.
Mfuna kwenda kuti
rushing for a meeting to church.
Yeah, ku church yo kankoni pa site. Tense is a problem ilipo pale awani.
Glory be to God. Glory be to God.
Muzu ati nangu wa pastor mabamenye, wabosa. Hai? Muzu ati ngakupeleke na nkoti. So you also shine. Ma we on a problem me ya pera.
They are still calling the pan.
Muziva.
Let me just rush for
Uwa pastor memuri nayo na majacket ayo paswa mchechi. Mana paswa mchechi. Maona manje problem wakuleterana. Ni problem ikuri maona batara. Esati mwende kuri bachibululu bakwikeni pa mozi. Ibo munenda kuri papa ndi amunaika pamwamba. Ife bachibululu manje muniletera nkani. Izo nkana nengana samba moza shitabwa. Uzashita bwanji ngana choka munene vama batabira baje. Muzankala bwanji babiri. Kulipe muntu chikwa cha mama kwatira muntu anamimba kudala. Ma waona manje bamemba mbako chiti. Bapasta batani. Kapezo kutira ncha pendrama. Mwagulira mafoni. Tie nsovana ni babiri. Ine osadikira kupana pa nyumba musazibwera hapo. Nakuzani. Ine nachoka mwana sambamo.
Oingira mumshitu tomfwenswanswa. Let's keep tradition. Our tradition has always been there from time immemorial. Let's not replace tradition with social media. Whenever you have a problem, let's stick to our tradition. Let's stick to our pastors or counselors. My makeup was done by Shopiwe Moyo. My guest was none other than Mama Beautiful Charity Banda. And my dress has been designed by Tintas Design. Like and share my page, that's Brenda Culture Values. Or better yet, just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Brenda Kamundo. Till next time, bye-bye.